Recording in progress.
Press conference number 3 of this Giro. We have today sports director Enrique Gasparotto and Danny Martinez. We'll start with Gaspar. So if you can leave your questions in the Q&A box for Gaspar. We can take English and Italian for him.
Ciao, we have been around a long time. Have you ever seen Rueda like Pogacar? I mean, each and every times in cycling, generation in cycling had always a different phenomenons. And I think, yes, for this generation, Tadej is absolutely a phenomenal rider. I mean, there's not that much to say more, no, but I think that we cannot compare Eddie Merckx, for example, with Pogacar because everything is different. So that's why I will never compare Pogacar to anyone else. And I can only say that Tadej is just a phenomenal rider for this generation. What did you think when Danny tried to follow Tadej? Did you say something to him? Unluckily, Danny was not on the wheel of Tadej, so those few seconds that he missed was a little bit too much. We were talking about it before, and in the moment that he was in the middle between Tadej and the group, yes, we call him back because Gilles had two riders and also Ineos G had teammates. And obviously we were at the top of Oscagno, which is not super steep, and it was also windy, and that's why we call him back and we told him to be focused on the final. What do you expect of the third week for Danny against his opponents O'Connor and Thomas? Does he have to attack because he looks stronger in mountains or just being smart? I think we are on the mountain, so the time trials are done already. So we are approaching the final week, which has mainly mountain stages and mountain finishes as well. So I think Danny is good, and obviously we will try to win a stage and to obviously attack also G and Ben. Yeah, it's pretty clear that both of them, Gedoser and Ineos, they have a strong team to support O'Connor and G. But at the end, it will be a big fight between the leaders, and because it's so hard in the last week, that will be just a big fight in between them. What do you expect? Perché ieri... Ma il giro è chiuso a Roma, quello sicuramente. C'è un dominatore assoluto che è Pogacar, però manca ancora una settimana e, come tutti ben sappiamo, tutto può cadere sempre. Quindi, chiaro, noi siamo messi abbastanza bene. Dani ha dimostrato nell'arco delle 3 settimane che negli arrivi in salita c'è solo Tadej che lo batte, e quindi ci proveremo ancora e proveremo a ottenere il massimo possibile. Does Danny now think only about the podium? Andrew, I think you should ask the question to Danny directly later. For sure, Danny is here to do the maximum, like he said all the time in every and each interview. And what could be the maximum, we will know in Rome. We just know how much is put into this Giro, how much sacrifices he did to be here in a good shape. So we will try to do something for sure, like we said also last week. Looking ahead to July, BORA. Favorites with Robin. Is anything the team can do now during? Yeah, I mean it's the fact that today I think Pogacar did the first 2 weeks pretty full gas a block. It's already something for me for the Tour de France. I also do expect that they will control more on the next week because they have enough time to the second place to G. But yeah, honestly, more than attacking him here in the Giro to try to win a stage or to try to do second or third in GC, we cannot do. So let's see. Who else except of Dan in your squad could be ready for winning last week? I mean, I think as a priority we have Dani, and there are top mountain finishes, and we are playing for the podium at the end of Giro. So I think the priority is Dani, and uh, and we will the other riders will be in support to him.
Okay, if you have any more questions, you can leave them in the Q&A box.
Yes.
Yeah. Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, nothing, I think there is anything easy at the Giro and in a big tour in general, but could be different scenarios, different race situations. Passo Brocon, for example, stage is a short stage, could be fireworks, and could be that the breakaway doesn't go. So at the end, could be also that stage, a stage in which something can happen for the GC, but also for the stage win. So I think we have to take day by day like it comes, and then depending on the race dynamics, then adjust our strategy or our goals. But I think it's similar. Is a similar Giro compared to the past for the simple reason that the last week is anyway a hard week. We are always in history. On the last week in Giro, we are always on the Alps, so on high mountains, and that's why I think I remember my Giro that I did as a rider, but also as a sport director. The last week was always difficult, and also this year, next Saturday, we have 2 times Monte Grappa, which is 20 kilometers long, which is a monster climb. So I think yeah, it's typical Giro d'Italia. The good thing this year that until now we had a good weather.
Okay, we'll take final questions for Enrico Gasparotto. Otherwise, we will move on to Danny Martinez. So if you have any final questions, you can leave them in the box. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, next, you can ask your questions for Danny Martinez. You can put them in English or Spanish or Italian.
Better Spanish or Italian, because my English is.
Okay, you do the Spanish one, is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, the feel at this moment is normal, The feel is good until now. I'm a little tired, obviously, but yeah, I have excited and motivated to do this last week on the Giro d'Italia. ¿Cuáles han sido las claves para que sea? Bueno, las claves para, digamos que hasta este momento ser consistente y estar aquí han sido muchas. Digamos que el entrenar bien, el comer bien, dormir bien, tener el apoyo, digamos, del equipo ha sido fundamental, ¿no? La confianza que ellos me han dado ha sido bastante grande, así que digamos que eso lo aprecio mucho y realmente estar tranquilos, ¿no? Yo creo que me disfruté el tiempo que estuve preparando en Colombia el Giro de Italia. Digamos que esto para mí, digamos, lo que hice antes del Giro de Italia, preparando, estando con los compañeros en las carreras, todo esto, digamos que lo motiva a uno y lo primordial yo creo que en esto es la tranquilidad. No, for sure, no. I don't know. With this gap to Pogacar is really difficult, because they have also a strong team and they control it, I think, this week. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Giro is almost done. And yeah, now is the big fight for the second and three places on the GC. ¿Qué estás pensando cuando arranca Pogacar como ayer? No, ayer estaba, digamos que me sentía bien, pero sabemos que tiene un arranque muy duro, o sea, el problema no es salirle, el problema es aguantarle después y no quedar vacío. Entonces, digamos que ayer eso es lo que estaba tratando un poco de hacer. Salí tarde y digamos que era una subida que no era, digamos, muy dura, pero era muy constante y muy rápida. Y subí un momento ahí que no se me iba, tampoco lo cogía, entonces del carro cuando me dijeron que tenía AG2R2 e INEO 2. Eh, bueno, yo dije, bueno, mejor esperar y me la juego con ellos al final. Digamos que para mí fue una sorpresa tal vez que Ineos habían dicho que querían venir aquí a disputar el Giro, ¿no? A dejarlo todo para ganarle a Pogačar. Y al final ayer cuando atacó, no lo siguieron y tenían otro hombre ahí. Yo realmente esperé que ellos fueran a cerrar ese hueco, ¿no? Entonces decidí yo, pero bueno, digamos que son las estrategias de los equipos y ahora ya sabemos en qué juego estamos, así que bueno, vamos a ver esta semana. Listo. This one. ¿Cómo jugar frente a G, Thomas Benocono, que tienen compañeros al final? Es difícil para mí. Digamos que ellos tienen compañeros que los ayudan muy bien en las altas montañas, están ahí al final. Digamos que a mí se me dificulta un poco, ¿no? Si quiero hacer alguna estrategia, todo tengo que depender de los otros equipos, de lo que quieran hacer UAE, Ineos. Entonces, digamos que me toca correr es con cabeza fría, me toca correr con cabeza fría, analizar bien y dar la estocada en el momento que es, porque aquí digamos que ya las balas que quedan son muy justas, ¿no? Entonces hay que saber correr inteligentemente y esperar el momento.
We'll do two in English now. So we've got one here. How confident are you in battling it out in the third week? How are you feeling?
Yeah, normally the hardest week on the Giro d'Italia is the last one because you can see the parkour is big mountains, is hard. Also, the fatigue is accumulated to the in the last week. And yeah, at the moment I feel good. I'm happy to be here, and I excited also.
And which is, if you have any stage that you are most looking forward to in the last week?
In the last week, I think every stage here is important. The next two one on the here on the Dolomites and also the Monte Grappa, I think is will be interesting. This one. Salud, no sé ni para el ciclismo en grande, ¿cuál es la etapa que tienes marcada y que será la diferencia para todos los días de ahora en adelante son fundamentales? Las dos etapas que quedan mañana y pasado mañana son decisivas. Veremos qué pasa con el meteo. Sí, esperamos que digamos que no vaya a nevar o que esto, pero estuve haciendo reconocimiento de la Monte Grappa, es bastante duro, así, y esa es la etapa 20. Así que bueno, aquí hay que estar concentrados todos los días, porque no sé, Ineos, por ejemplo, tiene a Aresman a 6 minutos, no lo podemos dejar ir en fuga. AG2R tiene otro que está entre los 10 ahí. Entonces hay que estar muy atentos, ¿no? Porque incluso UAE también, porque si uno de ellos salta a la fuga y coge 10 12 minutos, digamos que se complica todo otra vez. Entonces es bastante complicado. Todas las etapas son importantes.
Okay.
This one.
We can maybe.
Sí, digamos que el abandono de Lipovic ha sido bastante perjudicial, ¿no? Para nosotros, porque bueno, es un excelente escalador, estaba en muy buena condición. Y ya lo habíamos visto en Europa, lo que lo que había hecho. Entonces, digamos que eso a mí me da un plus de confianza. Incluso cuando en la etapa 8 del Giro de Italia, después de de la primera contrarreloj, vimos que los corredores, habían algunos corredores que estaban peleando por la general, estaban un poco así del gancho. Ese día quería intentar algo, pero digamos que ese día me hizo falta Lipovic, seguramente. Pero bueno, digamos que las cosas como son, así que nada, vamos a correr inteligentemente, vamos a seguir dando lo mejor de mí y vamos a ver hasta el final qué pasa en Roma.
We'll do one in English with a couple of journalists here.
Yes.
What do you think about heading up Monte Grappa twice? Do you think you can win some time, or how are you feeling about this?
Well, the Monte Grappa is a hardest stage, I think, in my opinion, because twice Monte Grappa is a really hard climb. I think, I don't know, maybe it's 1 hour climb. And yeah, I think it's the decisive stage for the GC, you know. It's the last on the climbs. And yeah, for sure, I want to do my best on this stage.
We can do the last one also in English. What would it mean to you personally to be on the podium in Rome?
Uh, yeah, for the podium, yeah, I work really hard for this. I come here on the Giro d'Italia to focus on this. And yeah, let's see. At the moment, the less is good, the feel is good. And yeah, let's see. It's long way until Rome.
Okay. Any further questions? You can leave them in the box.
Mm, buen día, Dani. ¿Nos puede detallar un poco más de lo que sucedió en el ataque? Bueno, ya esa ya la respondí. Mm, mensaje. Bueno, un agradecimiento, ¿no? A todo el pueblo colombiano, a todos los seguidores del ciclismo que nos hacen mucha fuerza a nosotros aquí, no solo a mí, sino a todos los colombianos que estamos aquí representando el país. Y bueno, agradecerle a todo el pueblo colombiano, especialmente a mi gente en Soacha, Cundinamarca, en Vergara, Cundinamarca, y sí, a toda la gente en Cundinamarca que me abrieron las puertas cuando estuve entrenando, a la gente de Cibaté que también estuve allá haciendo una concentración. Así que nada, un saludo para todo el pueblo colombiano.
Okay, any final questions?
Ya, vamos a verte en el Tour de Francia. No sé, no sé. De momento estoy full concentrado en el Giro de Italia. Vamos a ver en una semana qué decidimos con el equipo. Si vamos a ir al Tour de Francia, pero si voy al Tour de Francia, es solo con un objetivo y es ayudar a Primož Roglič a ganar el Tour de Francia. Ese sería el único objetivo que tendría yo si voy al Tour de Francia. Dani, ¿desea estar en los Juegos? Sí, claro, en los Juegos Olímpicos es un gran objetivo para mí. Lastimosamente en Tokio tenía COVID y no pude ir, así que claro, yo creo que si no voy al al Tour de Francia, seguramente prepararé a conciencia los Juegos Olímpicos. Ok,
Okay. Looks like that's all of the
ok.
questions for you. Thank you very much, Danny. Thank you
Thank you.
everyone for joining us and asking your questions.